All right, people, this podcast has one of those intros when you see it, you go, oh yeah, I know that one. Intro goes like this. Welcome, everyone, to episode 54 of the Kiss Army Things podcast. I wanted to do that intro on our last episode that we did together, the Revenge in Live 3 episode, but of course I didn't think of it until I was actually editing the video. So I was like...
Gotta save it for next time.
I'll put that in my back pocket, and I'll bring that out on the next one. So anyway, thank you everybody for joining us on episode 54. We hope that you're having a great week, and if not, we hope to relieve you of that. This is our moment and our chance to just kind of get away from life, and of course, I'm drinking that money bag soda. But Daphne, what you got going on over here?
I have made a root beer float out of my money bag soda.
How fancy.
It is summertime in Indiana, and it is hot outside. And that's just what I was wanting today, some ice cream. So, I got my fancy, what is this, like a Stein cup. So, love it.
Yes, and unfortunately, it's not a Kiss Stein. I do have a couple, but they're just not big enough. They're just not big enough, and I think that this one...
It's really good.
Is it good?
Yes.
Good. I think you've talked about doing that for a while.
I've been wanting to do it for a while, and I just keep forgetting, or we don't have ice cream when I'm thinking of it. So, but I highly recommend, if you love a good root beer float, I mean, money bag root beer is the best. In there. So... If you notice foam on my face, mind your business.
Also, we matched today.
We do. Yes, this is our new... I noticed
our shirts matched. Did we plan that? No.
No, I think I picked mine, and you were like, oh, I want to wear mine.
Yeah. Well, these are
like our favorite Kiss shirts right now. I don't know why, but it's just simple, glam, and I love it.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent
70s.
of the first album. I feel like I'm wearing a shirt from '74, but no, I got these from Kiss Army Warehouse. They're brand new. They may still be on sale on the website, so if you guys want to get your own, go ahead. I think we all three have one. You, Jeb, and I.
Yes, Jeb has one too. He loves his.
I bought his for, I don't know if it was for Christmas or his birthday, but I bought him one, and I bought mine as soon as they went on sale, and then
I got jealous.
They're so awesome, and I was like, hey, they might have one that's in your size. So yeah, absolutely. Well, everybody, we have a jam-packed episode today. I was thinking that it was going to be a quick one and just kind of a high and by, but the more I kept thinking, the more I was like, we actually have a lot to talk about. It's mostly going to be about the current state of the End of the Road tour. And before we get into that, though, we actually wanted to read some comments because we always like to engage with the viewers and you guys in the Kiss Army. And so we always mean to bring up comments every once in a while. Sometimes we get so caught up in the moment that we forget. But actually, we wanted to start out with that. Daphne, would you like to just read some highlights for us from the last couple episodes?
Absolutely, yeah. So I've got a few from episode 51, which was the Eric Singer Appreciation podcast that you did with Rob from the Right Between the Eyes podcast.
That was a good episode.
That was a great episode. Check it out if you haven't seen it already. But we have a few great comments from that episode. This first one is from Scott Bull. He says, I can't convey just how much I appreciate Eric Singer as a musician and overall performer. Stellar. During the Sonic Boom tour, I was lucky enough to get front row, and at the end of the show, Eric gave me his drumsticks, which are proudly displayed in a shadow box in my Kiss room. How lucky.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I can't imagine, first of all, seeing Kiss front row.
Yeah.
The closest we've been to sixth row, which was pretty close.
Which was mind-blowing.
Can't complain.
Yeah.
But to actually be sitting front row and then get handed sticks from the man himself. Are they stage played, or are they some of the ones that he had kind of in reserve? I would like to know that. Not that it matters. Because
either way, it's awesome.
You can't take that away from him. That's still awesome. But yeah, no, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you had that experience. I love all these stories with Eric.
Me too.
That's my favorite. Go ahead.
So the next one is from SuperKiss1400. They say, awesome video, man. My introduction to Eric Singer and Kiss was the 2008 re-recording album. It also introduced me to some songs that I hadn't heard before, like Do You Love Me and Forever. The track that I thought Eric Singer did really well on was Calling Dr. Love from Tokyo 1995, with that double bass drumming. Man, does that sound cool. He did the same thing through the whole 95 Kiss My Ass tour, but still, it was awesome. Kiss Alive 3.5 is the soundboard of the Tokyo show from 95, and it introduced me to a lot of classic Kiss songs. Have a great weekend, my man, and take care. It's awesome.
I've never heard of Kiss Alive 3.5
3.5
before this comment, so thank you for the info there, because I did check it out, and it is absolutely awesome. It's apparently considered to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, Kiss soundboard recording in all of existence.
Okay.
It just sounds like a live album, but one that hasn't been, tweaked and fixed for
Right.
the sake of releasing a commercial product. But yeah, so thank you for the heads up on that. That was a great listen, and he's exactly right. The double bass on Dr. Love, it's not there the whole time, but the little subtle things that Eric adds in, I think, is it's what makes Eric.
That's what makes Eric.
Obviously,
Definitely.
Dr. Love was a song that came out in the 70s, but Eric in his 90s, or in his 90s, if they keep going this right, they may get to in their 90s. But no, in the 90s, Eric, was just killing it. I mean, he's always killed it. But,
yeah, and he puts his own spin on things without it deviating too much from the original.
Yeah, and plus the new guy at the time, you gotta bring the heat, man.
Absolutely, yeah.
Especially when you're
big shoes to fill.
Yeah, exactly. My words exactly.
Yep. All right, next comment is from Jeff Milhoen. Milhoen. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong.
That sounds close. Jeff, what's up,
feel
Jeff?
free to correct me in the comments. All right, he says, Dear Xander, I've been a fan of Kiss since I was 5, and I am 12 now. I got into Kiss by the Scooby-Doo movie, and I was also at the Fort Wayne and Dayton shows. Eric was so good at those shows. I'm going to see them in Baltimore in November, and thanks for the good content. Also, thanks for reading this. It makes my day. Jeff, that made our day.
Absolutely.
That is awesome.
Happy to make your day, Jeff. Great comment. I'm so glad that we have younger fans watching.
And coming to Kiss through things like this Kiss Scooby-Doo movie. That's so cool.
Absolutely.
I love that.
The fact that people always say that the Kiss Scooby-Doo was kind of like a one of those things that Kiss does nowadays to kind of like tarnish their career, or some like lame thing that Kiss does is like, this stuff actually is worthwhile. Kids actually get into
we're introducing younger generations.
We know a couple young kids who
have gotten into Kiss through that
movie as well.
We do.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's crazy how that stuff works. But as far as the the young fan goes, I feel like when people always talk to like for us, for example, they're always like, oh, you and your wife, that's so cool how the younger Kiss fans are getting out there.
Yeah.
And releasing comment. Like, I'm pushing 30, but if you want to call me a young Kiss fan, I will hear it until you quit saying it. But in my mind, the young Kiss fans are the 12-year-olds,
the
15-year-olds, or even the 18-year-olds that are getting into Kiss or listening to Kiss. That is super awesome, because much like Jeff, I was a fan when I was a lot younger too. But something about being 12 is special.
It is. It's like a pivotal year.
I can think back to when I was 12.
I remember being 12.
And when all of this was on one shelf, and I was just now getting my first. That's when I bought the Kiss Alive box set, which I was talking about in the last episode. That was one of the first things I bought for myself. So, Jeff, thank you for being here, man.
And we were at some of the same shows as him.
We were, yes, the Dayton show and Fort Wayne.
And I'm so glad that you get to see them one last time right at the very end there in November in Baltimore. That is awesome.
I think Baltimore is right after Chicago.
So
the show after ours.
So is that like next to last? Or is that right before New York?
I believe so.
Well, that's awesome.
Or it could be one before.
So much fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What a great comment. Next one is for It's All For You Demon. Our friend Rick says, love this. It's always fun to hear another fan's niche. I truly fell in love with Eric's drumming when I did my meet and greet 2016 at their acoustic show. He was playing off the cuff and just adding in all sorts of crazy cool fills. It was amazing. Changed my perspective immediately. My absolute favorite Kiss drummer. Awesome.
That's awesome. I mean, I tell you what, I hope in some way, shape, or form that a meet and greet is still on the table for us.
Yeah.
That's the one thing we haven't done besides the Kiss cruise that I would like to do, but I'm so glad that Rick had that experience.
Definitely.
And yeah, no, Eric Singer, man, killer drummer. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
Also my favorite.
Of course, we're a little biased. So the last one on this episode is from Tony Ekman. Says, I met Eric outside of CVS Pharmacy in North Hollywood, California in 2014 when I was outside getting people to sign petitions. He walked out and I was like, holy shit, it's Eric Singer. I approached and got his autograph, of course. Wow, what a cool story.
What a crazy story.
What are the odds? I can't even imagine just organically running into really any famous person, but especially a member of Kiss in public when you're not expecting.
It'd be wild.
I don't even know if my brain would register and understand.
I bet Tony did a double take. Like, what? Eric Singer here at the CVS?
That's crazy.
I think somebody commented in the past on one of our episodes that they ran into Paul Stanley at something similar, where it was a drugstore, grocery store, and he was kind of embarrassed to be like, and to be seen in public or whatever, and it's like, I could see that. Paul's very reserved.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, it definitely depends on the person, because I can also understand, being in that position and just trying to get your groceries
Sure.
or pick up your prescription or whatever.
But
Eric is the kind of person who would want to be approached and who would love to interact with fans as long as you're being respectful and everything.
Another
That's
great
so
story.
Cool. Very cool.
Thank you everybody for sharing your stories of the band and with the members. That's totally
those
awesome.
were some fun Eric Singer ones.
It's great stuff.
We do also have a couple of comments from episode 52, which was the Revenge and Kiss Alive 3 episode that we did recently.
Another good one.
Yes. So this first one is from Bill Phelps. It says, "Great show. I wish Alive 3 would have kept the same concept that 1 and 2 had by only having songs from Dynasty through Revenge. It almost did. I like it, but Alive is still my favorite. When I got Kissology 3, I was excited to see the Unplugged and the reunion tour footage, but was blown away by the Revenge tour footage. Yes. That version of the band really does smoke. To me, Creatures and Carnival are the heaviest Kiss albums, and I really like both of them. That Charlie Brown moment in the video was hilarious. Take care." Yes, that was one of the funniest moments. I've rewatched that a couple times.
That was pretty funny. So yeah, he is right. He is right. 4 of the tracks from Kiss Alive 3 came from pre-Dynasty albums and had been on a couple of other albums. But for the most part, it was all new material, which is great. What was the second part of the comment? There was something else after Kiss Alive 3.
He said he was most blown away by the Revenge tour footage.
Kissology Volume 3. He mentioned Kissology Volume 3.
Yeah.
Yes, talking about the reunion the reunion show Unplugged, and I'm totally with you. Kissology, I feel like at that time, what they did with that 3-volume box set was the perfect thing at the perfect time.
Yeah.
It sold incredibly well, more than any Kiss album had sold in a long time. Of course, it was volumes and volumes of, and discs of video footage, but that was some of the best content that they could have put out at that time, and the best packaging. I don't expect them to ever do a Kissology Volume 4 at this point. It's not going to happen. But maybe in the future we'll get some other Kiss release. I'm totally with you, man. Volume 3 is awesome.
I also like that people have been weighing in on the conversation we had about which Kiss album is heaviest. And he's voting Creatures and Carnival.
Okay.
So I love to see everybody. We had a few other people bring to the table what they thought, and it was actually kind of varied. So I liked to see everybody's reactions.
You're right, and that's kind of why I thought in the future we may actually tackle that.
Like do a real poll.
On a longer scale or a larger scale, because it was sort of a drive-by topic that we mentioned in the last episode, and then we ended up having some comments, and not on just YouTube, but even on Instagram and Facebook too, which was really cool. So maybe in the future we will do a long-form episode on the heaviest Kiss album and why. And then of course in the comments, anytime you guys want, leave some comments on some other topics that you may want to have discussed, or that you may want to have us weigh in on, or have you guys weigh in on. So that'd be awesome. Is that was that it for the comments?
No, we actually have one more from the Revenge and Kiss Live 3 episode from Tommy Boy. It says, "Here's what you don't know. Back in 1993, Kiss did a meet and greet tour for Alive 3 and the home video that came out at the time. They did not play. The cost of the meet and greet was 1 penny if you bought a copy of Alive 3. Yes.
How dope is that?
I know, that's so awesome.
I've only heard about that a couple times. Not really from anybody who was actually there. So if you were there, that's awesome. If not, I hope somebody out there can comment on how that went, because in my mind today that just seems crazy.
Yeah.
Of course, back then, Kiss I think was struggling to keep up like they are today, where they're just kind of known as like this legendary act. But I would love for them to do something like that today.
Yeah.
Awesome. I can just think. I mean, it'd be hard to today, but like. Maybe with the Kiss Rocks Vegas release, they were having a 1-day premiere, and throughout theaters. Maybe imagine what if one location where the band showed up, and you could, if you purchased tickets to the movie, then you got a meet and greet.
That would be cool.
For a penny. And of course, obviously, I know Kiss, they charge out the wazoo for these meet and greets, but if they wanted to, again, it's a 1-day thing. They could sell all their guitars and all the drum, have other things on sale.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Just to have Kiss do some sort of meet and greet. I can see the headline now, Kiss meet and greet 1 penny.
Right, yeah.
But of course the catch is that you have to have a ticket to the event.
Right.
And they will also, entice you with other big costly items,
They would still make money
and
for sure.
They would still make money.
And it would make headlines and go viral for sure.
And it would make tons of fans happy too. Because when we saw Kiss Rocks Vegas in theaters, it was a couple days before the world premiere at a special screening.
Yes.
Where Tommy was there.
Yeah, it was
did
really
a Q&A,
cool.
and that place was packed.
Yes, it was. And it was awesome afterwards. Everybody was like gathered around him while he was kind of addressing the crowd. It was so cool.
Yeah, and most of those showings I've heard from people, most of those theaters were pretty empty. You know, it was just 10 to 20.
Right, understandably.
10 to 20 local Kiss fans who happened to hear about it and wanted to go out. You know, so, but our event was pretty packed, and of course, if there was like maybe in California or whatever, some event where the band was there and made an appearance and was doing a meet and greet, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
But of course, I don't see Kiss doing a meet and greet for a penny anytime soon.
Not in these modern days.
Yeah,
and I understand.
Wishful thinking. But having said that, we will now move on to our Kiss Spotlight, which everybody knows what we do around here. We always talk about Kiss's music and spotlight the album that we are enjoying the most or most recently. Daphne, you want to kick us off?
Sure. I think I've got a copy over here somewhere. My spotlight is Rock and Roll Over.
Rock and Roll Over?
I love this album. There's something about listening to this album in the summer while driving that is just perfect. Like, that's the time that I want to hear this album.
Absolutely.
And something that I can't quite explain why, but something that I kept thinking on these past couple of listens this week. I don't know. This album gives me like Beatles vibes in a way.
Okay.
And I know that sounds odd because obviously it sounds a lot different. It's much heavier rock and roll than the Beatles. But something about this just gives me vibes of like a mid-Beatles album, like Rubber Soul or something.
I love Rubber Soul.
I don't know if it's just because it's so cohesive in its sound and it's, you know, kind of a short album, but packs a punch like every single song does. And just maybe something about how catchy the writing is, because there's not really a miss on this album to me. I'm looking for one right now, but I love every song on this album.
It is a banger through and through.
And like it's only 10 songs, but it's perfect. And I would rather have a perfect 10-song album that's only like a half hour long than have an unnecessarily long album.
Like Hot in the Shade.
You said it, not me.
No, I know. Well, they were thinking it.
But with, like, filler songs and songs that you want to skip. Like, I don't want to skip anything on this album. And it's so cohesive, but also dynamic. And I don't know why. If anybody else gets the same vibes, explain to me why this makes me think of the Beatles.
Eddie Kramer.
Oh, is that?
You have to have a good producer.
Yeah, definitely. But I just love this album. It's such a feel-good album. Some of my favorites. I mean, I Want You is a perfect opener.
Yes, it is.
But I absolutely love Baby Driver and Hard Luck Woman.
Peter Criss' vocals, masterful.
Incredible. And they sound so good on this album. Something about the way this album is produced is just...
Yeah, it sounds like just a real rock album.
Yes. This is probably my favorite... No, it is. This is my favorite 70s Kiss album.
Okay,
For sure.
Yeah. I think it was the right sound to do post-Destroyer, because Destroyer had so many bells and whistles that Rock and Roll Over felt like a back to true to form rock album.
Yeah, it is just pure rock. I don't know. I don't have anything else to say. I just love this album.
There's some prolific songwriting. I mean, put your hand in my pocket, grab onto my rocket. I just hate when the girl says, she says, stop me to go. I mean, they were words of wisdom. Sleazy rock and roll at its finest.
Hey, it's catchy, and every single song has a catchy chorus and like a guitar riff that gets stuck in your head too. I don't know. There's just something about it. Great album.
Well, and speaking of feel-good albums, I mean, mine is right up the same alley there. I'm spotlighting Unmasked.
Yes.
Another feel-good album. Hopefully there's not too big of a glare here, but you can see it's the German logo. This is actually one of the very first records that I purchased for myself. The first one was Love Gun, and then I went back to that same store and found Unmasked, and then I came back and found, what was it, The Elder?
Yep.
Also German pressing. But I believe I bought this before I even heard the album for real.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I bought this knowing that I had never heard it before, knowing that I had didn't even have a CD of it, didn't have a turntable to play this record on. I just wanted it for my collection because I knew one day I would be able to listen to it.
Yeah.
I think Jeb actually shortly after bought it on CD, and that was how we first heard it. But of course, when you see something Kiss in the wild, especially when you're like, again, around 12 years old, like Jeff, when you see a Kiss record out in the wild, that's coming home with you. So, but anyway, the reason why I wanted to spotlight Unmasked specifically is because, yes, we did do our Kiss Alive 3 and our Revenge episode, which was great. But right after that, Unmasked celebrated an anniversary
That's
as well.
true.
I think on May 20th, right around there, May 18th and 19th was Alive 3 and Revenge. So there's 3 days in a row where you have album anniversaries.
Time.
And I love to get the album out and spin it around the anniversary time. It's just part of the, part of being a Kiss fan. So, and I loved hearing it this time around. For some reason, hearing it this time around was extra special because I was in here. I think you actually came in about halfway through. I was alone in here and I had the music jammed up real loud and I was actually dancing.
Yeah,
and
it's a dancey album.
I do not like to dance. The music moves me, but it moves me ugly. That's a quote, by the way, from one of my favorite movies, Wild Hogs. But no, I don't like to dance. I'm very stiff on the dance floor, and if I do it, I dance alone, or I do it comically. But no, this album had me just in a mood where
vibing.
I was grooving. That's the word right there. It was groovy. So that's my Kiss spotlight because it's absolutely genuine. It was just one that I had to listen to, and so I'll spotlight that for obvious reasons.
Album.
Yeah,
great album.
But like I said in the beginning, this episode was going to be mostly about the current state of the End of the Road tour, because I don't know if you have been hearing about some of the updates on Kiss shows, but there has been a lot going on. And by the way, just so everybody wants to know how this household runs, every night about 30 minutes she gets to talk about Taylor Swift as long as she wants, and then for the next 30 minutes after that, it's me talking about Kiss.
Pretty much.
And we just trade off going back and forth. But I actually have been holding back a little bit to talk about some of this on the podcast, because unfortunately what happened, I think a week or two ago, was the Kiss concert in Plymouth, UK got canceled.
Oh, I actually did not hear this.
Yeah, so
why?
The official statement was that it was due to travel, equipment, and logistical reasons.
Interesting.
And I do understand that, where I know touring is becoming increasingly expensive, and Kiss has their main set, their A stage in one place, and then when they're playing festivals, they're using a B stage. In smaller venues, they have like a B, C stage, whatever. But allegedly, it's because of travel, logistic, and equipment issues. But I was recently talking with Glenn Walker from the Tales of a Kiss Geek YouTube channel. By the way, subscribe for that episode coming up. But we were talking, and he seems to think that it was actually low ticket sales. They just weren't selling tickets at that particular show, and it was like, we just got to pull the plug on this.
Was that the only UK show they had?
No.
Okay.
They have 5 more, actually.
Okay.
They have 5 more, but this show was supposed to take place today, actually.
Oh.
We're recording on June 3rd.
Yeah.
I think for everybody else it's June 4th, so yesterday for you guys. So June 3rd was when the show was supposed to take place, but it got canceled a week or two before.
Interesting.
Which really sucks, because there were still tickets sold. I think Glenn even said
Oh no! Yeah, because he
was going to the show.
He lives in Ireland, so that wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Man, I
too
hope
far
he's able. Do you know if he's able to go to any of the other dates?
Well, I don't know if he is. Maybe he can weigh in on it himself. But I know that Kiss is, or Ticketmaster. It's not Kiss. It's Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
Is allowing for exchange, obviously refunds, because the show is canceled.
Right.
But if you wanted to exchange that ticket for another UK date,
that's awesome.
I think they're accepting that.
That's actually really nice.
It's really nice, but obviously it still is inconvenient if
it
that was
sucks.
your only day to see the band.
Yeah, and if that was the only day you could make work, that's a huge bummer, especially canceling so close to when it's happening. Yeah, that sucks.
But again, there are still 5 more UK dates.
Yeah, that does help.
So there are still plenty of opportunities to see Kiss. But so in addition to that, we also had a show added on October 7th in Australia.
Yes,
did you hear about that?
I did hear about that.
Okay.
One. Yep.
So I did days ago, but when I went back to look for information, I couldn't find a single word on it.
What? There was like a whole Facebook post that I saw.
Post on Facebook. Yeah, okay, there you go. There was posts on Facebook. There was posts on Instagram.
Yeah.
Gene tweeted it.
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
It was everywhere.
Because it was like the final Australia show, right?
Yeah, well, they had already done their final Australian show.
Right, but they were making a big deal about it being for sure the last
apparently,
time.
there was 60,000 fans who signed a petition that said, "We want Kiss to come back."
Aww.
And I mean, that wasn't the number. I'm not sure how many fans it was, but there was a large number of Aussie fans who just were petitioning for Kiss to come back. And I guess word got around to either promoters or a certain venue or Kiss or whatever, and they made it happen.
That's awesome.
So that to me is incredible, because when have you ever heard of a petition doing anything?
Yeah.
When have you ever heard of whoever the party that the petition is being petitioned to whenever they ever listened. You know what I mean? So
not
for
very
Kiss,
often.
of course, media is going to slam Kiss. Oh, they're adding more show. You know, the
Right.
never-ending world tour.
Yep.
But if Kiss is giving what their fans want,
Yeah, they literally asked for
more
it.
power to them. I've already heard of people on like Facebook and Instagram commenting saying, "Oh my gosh, can't wait! We had to cancel, or we couldn't see Kiss the last time because the shows kept getting canceled and rescheduled because of COVID and the wildfires that were there. I mean, there was all kinds of issues.
It was a bad time.
So this is a really good thing, I think, for a lot of Australia Kiss fans.
Is it actually still happening or no?
So I
I'm
talked.
so confused.
Yeah, I messaged Pasquale. I was so confused from the Kiss Army Nation podcast.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, what is going on? Like, tell me I'm not crazy. I'm living in some alternate universe. And he
did I dream
somehow
this post?
found a screenshot
Okay.
from Gene's Twitter
Okay.
where it was there and it was deleted.
Interesting.
But fast forward a few days and it's back up again. I don't know
Okay.
if Gene maybe jumped the gun and posted
Maybe.
it way too early, but it was just a weird thing because
That's so
I was like, I
bizarre.
could have swore there was an extra day, and I go
Yeah.
looking for it and can't find it.
Yeah, maybe he posted it too early. Maybe it's like that time that Tommy said Final 50
I was
before
gonna-
he was supposed to.
I was gonna mention that too. Yes.
I love that.
So
I
and
love those little moments. I'm sure they don't, but I love those little moments when celebrities slip up like that. And-
remember Tom Holland when he
That's exactly what I was
the
thinking.
Marvel thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that was there was a few
There's-
of them.
there's
There was a
many.
few, but the one where he had the thing that said
He was on live
confidential,
stream. Yeah.
and he was reading the other side of it and didn't realize that it said, and he saw it and had to shut it.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. But
Gold.
anyway, so the cool thing about this show, in addition to several thousand more Kiss fans getting what they want, Weezer is joining them.
What?
Weezer is going to be on the bill opening for Kiss at this show. A big name band.
The Australia show?
Yes, October 7th.
I don't know why that's a band that I would never, ever think of opening for Kiss, but I love that.
Yeah, I know, right?
That is so awesome.
It's
I
awesome.
would love to have Weezer as an opener. What a great,
Apparently,
weird but good choice.
apparently the guys in Weezer are also big Kiss fans, or at least one of them is. Because I think
Okay.
I saw where one member was just ecstatic to be opening for Kiss. Maybe it was just good show promotion, but
Yeah.
there was a genuine sense of excitement
That's
to
awesome.
be opening
Wow.
for Kiss. And there's a genuine excitement for me, for the Aussie
Yeah.
fans, because they get to have one more awesome show.
I would never in a million years guess Weezer as a Kiss opener, but that's super fun. I love that.
Well, could you guess that Kiss has added even more shows
I
than
did.
this?
Yes, I did know that.
Which show did you see?
Is there a Brazil show?
There are a few. I don't know if there are more Brazil shows or not, but the one that I saw was Dubai.
Oh, Dubai. Maybe that's what I'm thinking
They're
of.
playing another show
Yes,
in Dubai,
yeah.
which has so many Kiss fans triggered.
That's the other one. Of course it does. Of course it does. But that's the other one where they made a big post about it, like the
Yeah.
final Dubai show. Yes, I did see
Yeah.
that.
Very, very few times have Kiss performed in the Middle
They
East.
shouldn't have even mentioned Dubai because, I mean, I'm so glad.
Oh, yeah,
I'm so
well-
glad for those fans. But
Well, it's okay because only the American fans are going to complain.
Oh, I know.
No, only
I'm
the
just saying
ones.
they'll take any excuse.
Only the
to bring it
fans
up.
that bought the Dubai package are going to complain, except for me. This has nothing to do with Landmark Entertainment or whatever company that
Right,
was.
yeah.
That company
It's not
screwed.
Dubai's fault.
That company screwed Kiss, and that company screwed its fans.
Yeah.
Kiss did what they were supposed to do, and they are actually helping people out on people who did not get their orders.
Yeah.
If you send them a receipt and a screenshot of your order number and say, hey, look, it's been 3 years since I got my Dubai stuff. 2.5. Make good on it, please.
Yeah.
They will do something for you, whether it's send you a bunch of merch or give you that much in a voucher for KOL.
Yeah.
I have heard several people
Yeah.
saying, hey, guess what? I'm good now. They made good on it.
That's nice.
So it is happening.
That's good.
I don't think I will
Doc's
be able.
been saying something about trying to find a solution of some kind,
Right.
not to actually get the fans the stuff because that's not happening. But
Right. The product that was supposed to be sent out by fans was either never manufactured by that company or it was never delivered or sent out to be delivered
Yeah.
in the first place. Kiss doesn't make T-shirts. Okay, Kiss doesn't make hats.
Right.
And they don't print posters.
No,
Kiss
you go
gets out
through-
on stage and they perform the music that they
Yeah.
do, wearing the makeup that they do, blowing shit up like they do. They don't make hats and T-shirts. So this other company has screwed Kiss. So for anybody to give Kiss heck over this, or even Dubai, like you said, it's not Dubai's fault.
oh, that's so stupid.
Dubai is
It's
not
just-
complaining about this.
Yeah, and
Only
that's so awesome for them because, like you said, they don't go to the Middle East.
they do not go to the Middle
No.
East. There's
That
just
must be so exciting for
Yeah.
people out there. I love that.
now I know that there is there's always going to be some contingency with the fans, but hopefully the people who live in Dubai, who are just regular citizens and residents, hopefully they get the show that we have, a great, awesome show. I'm excited for them.
Awesome. I love that because, we don't talk about this enough, but, we in the U.S. are, and even just in the Midwest where we are spoiled. We have seen Kiss so many times. On this tour alone, even.
Oh, yeah.
How many times have you seen Kiss on this tour?
Well, when Jeb and I started this tour, when this tour started, Jeb and I had only seen Kiss 7 times.
Yeah.
And we were thinking we were going to get 3 in, make it a solid 10. I think by the end of it, it may be 14, 15, 16.
Yeah.
So we've doubled the amount of shows we've seen.
And I've seen maybe 7 or 8 now.
Yeah.
And most of them are on this tour.
Right.
It's wild.
Yeah.
So, we get to go sometimes every year, sometimes multiple times a year. And so, but there are fans out there that just don't get that opportunity and sometimes may never, but that's really cool that they're going to Dubai.
Yeah, and you made a good point there talking about how America is spoiled. You want to know how I know that?
How?
Because they just added 3 more shows in the U.S. after that, too.
Yes, they did.
They added 2 shows in Ohio and 1 in... Yeah, they added...
They keep going so close.
Yeah, so...
Stop it, you guys.
So, I didn't get to go see Kiss at Sonic Temple.
Right.
And they knew that, too. And they said, well, Xander, we're going to give you 2 more chances to see Kiss in Ohio. And I'm like, I already have tickets for Indianapolis and Chicago.
Yeah.
But these shows just so happen to be, you have October 19th in Cleveland, and you have, Cincinnati on October 19th, and Cleveland October 22nd.
Since he's not very far from us.
There's allegedly a show in Wisconsin, but I couldn't find it listed on KOL currently.
Okay.
So, but they did announce that was one of them. So at this time, Kiss is back up to the final 49.
Okay.
They had
the canceled.
With the canceled one
and
date,
the ones
and
they
they added 4
already?
or 5.
Yeah.
It was final 50, 54.
Right.
And then it went to 48, 47, 46 maybe, and then 45 even. I don't know. Now it's back up to 49.
That's so funny.
This could be their new tactic. They have the date set December 2nd, last show.
Just shoving as many in the meantime.
But they can fill in as many of those dates as they
gosh.
want, as long as it hovers at or under 50.
Right.
And it can still be called the final 50.
That's so funny.
They are, and this is me saying this, they are this close to oversaturating themselves.
Yeah, for real.
Because, like you said, I've seen 7 shows on this tour already.
Well, and they keep,
and they just keep adding shows.
We haven't even had to, chase them around the country. They come to us. They're in Indy. They're in Louisville. They're in Cincinnati. Those are all...
And we're
all of those places,
dead in the middle.
This is how lucky and spoiled we are. All of those places are within 2 hours of us.
Yeah.
All 3 of those cities.
It's bad news for our wallets.
It's terrible.
But I'm just thinking, I already have my 2 tickets for November, but that as soon as August rolls around, I'm like, yeah, I can see Kiss in September. No, that's no problem. I can move some stuff around.
Yeah.
I'm just like, my goodness.
You came this close to going to Sonic Temple.
I was this
close.
I wish, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. But I just think it's so funny, man, that they're continuing. And it may not even be them. I mean, let's face it. Kiss is at a point in their career where they don't have to call up venues and say, hey, can we come play at your venue? You know what I mean? Kind of like an actor. An actor goes and auditions for a gig. Yeah. But at a certain point, you reach a level where people are calling you.
Right.
And it's not a job anymore. It's a career. You know what I mean? So Kiss has been at that level for a while. So I'm pretty sure it's just, promoters calling them saying, hey, we have an empty spot at this venue. Would you want to fill it? Or it's people in Australia making petitions that are like...
Right. Begging them to come one more time.
Yeah, and it's Kiss hitting these markets like Dubai where... they just don't go there ever. I mean, that was their first time in Dubai, I think, the first time they played there.
Oh, really? Wow.
For the Kiss 2020 Goodbye event. And this will be the last time they play. And I know it's going to be
so special.
A huge economic gain for both Dubai and Kiss.
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of one aspect that I always forget about these shows is that, it brings so much money into the local economy.
It really does.
Every restaurant, parking garage, hotel, all the venues, the parking lots, if I didn't mention that, local parking lots, every business just gets business and income.
That's so true.
And it's good for local economies. I was reading in Australia about 10 years ago how just one of their shows brought in I don't know how many millions in just one show or over the weekend.
That's
and it's
crazy.
that's great.
Yeah.
It's those things that we don't really think about because this is rock and roll. You know, it's just music. But this stuff...
It's bigger than that, though.
It's bigger than that,
Because,
you know?
I mean, people will travel from, you know, other places to this city, stay there overnight in the hotel, eat at multiple restaurants. Like, like you said, there's so many other things they're going to do while they're there. It's crazy how much of an impact just, like, one night or one weekend of concerts will make. It's wild. And
on that same line, it's crazy how much of a blow it can be when a show is canceled. Mm-hmm. You know, when a show gets canceled, all the people that were going to be, you know, working on selling $10 beers, right? You know, they're not going to get paid. They're not getting to work. The venues, the promoters, the bands, of course, the fans who bought tickets and made arrangements for hotels and tickets, everybody loses out. So, you know, we think that this is just, you know, Kiss getting up and performing, but there's a lot that rides on this. You got the road crew, and man, it's crazy. I couldn't imagine being in that position. But anyway. Let us know in the comments what shows you'll be seeing, if any, on this final stretch. Do you plan on seeing Kiss on any of these, you know, Ohio dates that they've added? I mean, I wonder if this, you know, UK date that got canceled for low ticket sales, how many other shows could possibly be canceled? How many other UK shows, you know, I'm not sure how well they're selling out right now, but, you know, how many other shows could possibly be canceled? Yeah, I mean, I hope for those fans' sake that was the only one. Because that's such a bummer. Yeah. To have to try and change your plans, and especially, like we said earlier, if that's the only night you can go. So fingers crossed that's the only one, but I guess we'll see. But anyway, we're going to kind of wind down now. I have been doing pretty well on not getting so many packages in, I would say. Well, last time we filmed together, you didn't have any, did you? No. That was probably the first episode that we have ever done together, at least. That you didn't have a single thing to open. And so are you making up for it this week? I am. And when I had Rob on, he opened a package and I didn't. Really? He was like, hey, I got something to open. And I was like, go for it. Well, he knows the drill. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I haven't actually... having time to open anything, but of course it's all lined up today. I have quite a few things, not quite a few, but I have a few things down there that I would like to get to. So let's go ahead and get to it right now. I'm not sure when the last time I busted out the Kiss knife was, but I think it's time. It's time. Okay, so this first package comes from my friend Johnny, who you guys may know as the winner of our Kissmas giveaway. Yes, that's true. Actually, I'll do it this way. So I recently did a vlog-style video where I went on a Kiss shopping spree. Yes, for merchandise. Yeah, and one of the things that I was kind of on the search for was this new, I'm not sure why Kiss fans buy the dumbest things, but it was a little Mr. Potato Head keychain that they were selling at Big Lots amongst other variety of, you know, characters. But I couldn't find one, so he was kind enough to actually send me one. And so here it is. Oh, that's so cute. It's kind of funny. Oh, I love it. That's hilarious. It's Mr. Potato Head dressed up as Gene Simmons, and it has the tag on it and everything. Nice. With the Kiss logo. That's bigger than I thought it would be. Can I see? Yes, you can. Well, it's funny that you say that because there are other versions of the Potato Head that are like this big, like actual toys. Right, but for a keychain, those are ugly. Big. I refuse. And this little guy's pretty ugly, but yeah, he's. Oh, I think he's cute. He's cute ugly. That is awesome. Thank you, Johnny. So thank you so much, Johnny. We're going to have him park it right there. There you go. And he'll just hang out there for the rest of the episode. Meanwhile... I love when Kiss fans share. I love it. Yes, this is the part of the episode where Xander acts like a 5-year-old on Christmas morning. I get to open all my presents. I love it. This one comes from Amazon. I don't know about this one. Yeah, this one came in a few days ago, I think. And I've just kind of been holding on to it. Sometimes we get packages in the mail and I want to open them, but he won't let me. Because I love opening things. I'm a bad husband. Even if it's not for me, I want to open it. So this, I know what this is. This is Spinning Gold on Blu-ray. Yeah, that is awesome. So I pre-ordered this back when it was, first announced, and it actually came a lot sooner than I thought. Yeah. So here it is right here, the DVD for Spinning Gold. You can get yours now, pre-order it on Amazon, either DVD or Blu-ray. I've even heard people say that they found Spinning Gold on DVD at Walmart. Oh, wow. Okay. So if you don't want to wait on it and pay shipping costs and all that, you can maybe hit up your local Walmart and see if they have copies of Spinning Gold. And if you're not sure what this is the story of Neil Bogart and the subsequent launch and success, almost failure, of Casablanca Records. And you get a lot of Kiss on screen And, of course, yes, there are some embellishments. But overall, this was actually a really good movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I really want to go back and watch this.
I would like to watch it
again.
too.
Now that we've seen it, we can just kind of watch it again to, just relax and watch the movie. I feel like when Kiss fans watch this kind of stuff, we're just laser focused on everything.
Analytical. Yeah.
Super analytical. But really, there was a moment in the theater where I just kind of took a deep breath and just let myself go.
Yeah. And it is that kind of movie. It really does pull you in, and you kind of forget about any minute inaccuracies because it doesn't matter. It's about the spirit. It's about Neil, and it's about...
It is about Neil, yeah.
It's about his spirit and his drive and his life.
My big takeaway from this movie was... I mean, it's kind of cliche, but there's a reason why it's cliche. It's always believe in yourself. Mm-hmm. Even when others are doubting you and the world is against you, if you know something and see something and believe something and can achieve something, do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because people were looking at, again, guys like Kiss, people like Neil, and Casablanca Records, and just being like, the guys at Warner Brothers, this is dead in the water. And here we are 50 years later celebrating Kiss.
Yep.
You've got 12-year-olds commenting and saying how they love Kiss and the next generation is there. So... yeah, that to me is the takeaway, is to believe in yourself and to never stop dreaming. And even though you may fail, you can still get up and try again. Yeah. Because there is, success is possible.
Yeah.
It is out there. It's just up to you to achieve it. And I'm going to badly quote this, but there was a quote from, I'm not sure if it was Thomas Edison or whatever, who was like, a failure isn't a failure. It's just another way to not succeed, or something like that. That's a terrible paraphrasing of a quote. But, a failure isn't failure. It's just another way to not succeed. It's just another stepping stone on the path to succeeding. So, yeah, get your spinning gold. I don't have a third spot for it, but I'm just going to slide it right there.
And definitely check out, if you want to hear more thoughts, check out the review that Xander and Jeb did of the movie right after we watched it.
Yes.
Because we came home from the theater at 11 o'clock at night and filmed a kind of reaction and review. So if you want to hear more of their thoughts, definitely check out that video.
Absolutely. Another good episode.
Yep.
So this package has a bunch of Japanese letters on it.
Ooh.
Japanese lettering. So
interesting.
That means that this is an import. Huh. So check this out. So
do I even know about this?
No.
Okay.
No. This is why I love Kiss fans, because there's always something out there that you don't know. The second that, and of course I don't think this way, but as soon as you think you know everything, there's always something else to. Do we need to get some Kiss napkins over here? Are you okay? Are you dripping?
Am I?
Oh no, I thought you were okay. Never mind.
Well, I mean, it's a little wet.
It's a little wet for sure. I was like, we need to get. Oh, I do have some Kiss napkins.
I'm sure you do.
Anyway,
Kiss
towel.
towel.
I did Kiss towels as well. Anyway, so there was somebody in the comments on one of the previous episodes. I think it was our revenge episode, and our Alive 3 episode. Somebody in the comments said, hey, speaking of Unplugged, there's a Japanese specific version of Kiss Unplugged that comes with Got to Choose, I think, as a bonus track, because we were talking how Got to Choose did not make it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and confirm that, because I could be mistaking it with another song. But they played it live. Yeah, so, yeah. Got to Choose is one of the songs that was on the DVD and performed at the actual show, but did not make it to the live album. Mm-hmm. But apparently, there's a Japanese-specific version where it did.
That is awesome. I'm excited to see this.
Wow, so not only is this from Japan and it's the Japanese version, it is still sealed.
Oh, wow. Did you know it was going to be sealed?
Oh, wait. I can't tell if it's sealed or if this is a CD. I think this is a CD case, kind of like our vinyl.
Yeah, but it makes it look nice and sealed.
See, that's one thing I don't have.
That's cool.
Is cases for my CDs. Yeah, so this is a CD sleeve, like a vinyl sleeve.
Yeah.
But no, it comes with the obi strip. It's in perfect shape. That's why I was worried or not worried, but it said that it was used on when I bought it.
Right.
And so to see it in this good a condition,
it's really good condition.
Awesome.
That's so nice.
Yeah, the CD hasn't even been played maybe once. I don't know. It looks so good.
And everything can we confirm Got to Choose is on there?
Got to Choose is the last song.
Nice.
So the show ends Rock and Roll
All Night. So it really is
like
a bonus track.
And then it's a bonus track. Yeah, so
that's great.
It's placed at the end as opposed to wherever it was in the actual set. Now I'm going to flip through this awesome little booklet because this is cool. You have some Japanese lettering there. I will show the camera because I know you guys want to see this as well. So I'm not sure how close up it'll be, but you can see the song listing there in both English and Japanese. Black and white album cover, same cover as Unplugged.
Cool.
Pretty awesome. I'm going to flip through here and see if there's anything else worth noting. Just some lyrics. I wonder how accurate these lyrics
These
are.
translations are.
Oh my goodness. But no, I wanted to look at this because this is like a
Like a little poster.
little poster. Maybe this is in the original Unplugged, and I just don't open my CDs very often.
Yeah,
but
that's possible. That's really cool,
But
though.
it
A
is
lot of
really
behind
cool.
the scenes stuff of them performing, but also like rehearsing and stuff. That's really cool.
Yeah, some great. They're a little too small for the camera to see, but there's some really great shots there of the crew, and then of course you have how many was there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 6 members of Kiss right there, all having fun.
What
Taking
a
a
great
picture.
photo.
It is
That was such a special event.
very special event, and then you have this, which I'm not even sure what that is.
I'm not sure
What do you see?
either because I do not read Japanese.
No, you're right. Oh, it's directions for.
For how
Oh my goodness!
How to play
I don't know
CD?
what this is. No, it's got like graphs and charts on it. I don't know. I don't know.
Not for us.
I'm not sure what the purpose of that is, but either way, thank you so much to the person.
Yeah,
I wish
that
I wish I
knowledge.
had their name pulled up, but thank you so much for commenting that because I had no idea that there was a specific version that was released. So this is super awesome. I'm gonna try and get this back closely in the similar order that it was in. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for. Actually, no, I wanted to talk about this really quickly because I think we recently talked about this magazine that Kiss released recently.
Yep.
The 50 Years of Rock. I got through reading it and I really liked it.
Oh, did you? I
Most-
haven't heard your thoughts on it yet.
Well, I tell you what, and there isn't really much to comment, and I like that because
Good.
some of these things try way hard to be something that they're not.
Yeah.
This is literally just a really quick way of celebrating Kiss. They have some awesome photos in it. This isn't trying to be over the top. I mean, you have just some cool photos, some cool layouts. There is a section where they talk about all the bands that they share the stage with, or at
Okay.
least a handful.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at it right here. So they mentioned bands like Blue Oyster Cult, Scorpions, and of course Judas Priest. You have bands like AC/DC, Sammy Hagar opened for them, Iron Maiden, Motley Crue, Bon Jovi. So it's just really cool to Anthrax, Alice in Chains, Guns N' Roses.
Wow.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
To
so
include the
was
whole
it, like,
section.
pretty accurate. I know a lot of times with these magazines, there's, they don't do a lot of research, so there's some inaccurate things. Are there still or?
Well, that one up there at the top, I'm not sure if we can see it right now. Yeah,
This
well,
one.
actually, no, that's the same one as this one. I have 2.
Oh, you do? Okay, then I don't know where that one is.
It's behind it. But there was one that came out this year that had a few inaccuracies.
Yeah.
It attributed something that Bruce did to Bob Kulick.
Yeah, I remember that.
And there was a few other discrepancies. This one, for the most part, did okay. Except for the fact that they listed Eric Carr at one point and referred to him as their guitarist.
Are you serious?
They referred to Eric Carr as the guitarist, and then on the next
That's
page,
ugh.
talked about Eric himself as the drummer.
Yeah.
So it's almost like there was like maybe 3 or 4 people editing.
Yeah.
And one
Such
person...
an avoidable mistake.
Yeah, one person was in control of pages 4 and 8, and then someone else was designated to do pages 10 to 12.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And then somebody just didn't fact check with the other one, but that was really the only thing I could find.
That's not bad.
So,
There's a lot
pretty
of cool,
good.
a lot of cool photos in there.
yeah, and then there's also, it even gives a special section to, Vinny, Mark, Eric, and Bruce. And the other people, of course, who were in the band.
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah, and the back cover is sweet.
I don't know.
With,
there's
with the S.
something about that S. That's so cool. On top of the
Usually-
black and white photo.
usually
I
the-
really like that design.
Usually the back cover is wasted space. I just
Yeah.
throw something on there, but no, they actually did pretty well with that one.
That's cool.
I love the back cover there. So, anyway, that's pretty much all I had for this episode. Again, I was thinking it was going to be a quick high and by, but we had a few things to talk about.
Yeah.
So,
There's always something. Even if we don't have a specific plan, there's always Kiss things to talk about and comments to address, and
absolutely.
I love it.
And be sure to leave us your guys' comments in the comment section below. We love reading, obviously. I'll be sure to message you guys back. And then we will see you in episode 55. And be sure to subscribe and watch episode 55 because Glenn Walker will be joining me from Tales of a Kiss Geek. And in the meantime, you can head over to his YouTube channel, get familiar with his content, and then we'll see you back here on episode 55 of the Kiss Army Things podcast. In the meantime, my name is Xander.
My name is Daphne.
Peace out.